Explain pros and cons of patents in the pharma industry. The following are the pros and cons of patents in the pharma industry. Pros and cons. Let's look at each one of them in detail. Pros. The pharma sector is often caught in the fight over whether the enforcement of IPR, or intellectual property rights, should be followed, or whether the sector exists for alleviating the health concerns of the poor and the needy, thereby ensuring affordable drugs to the masses. It's indeed the case that the pharma sector spends huge amounts of money in research and development of new drugs, which are then priced at rates that let them recoup the investment as well as to make profits. Furthermore, the current socio-political and legal thinking in the US and the West is that since the pharma sector spends a lot on R&D, they must be allowed to patent the drugs that they develop and ensure that the competitors cannot copy or produce the same drugs. This is the basic legal position in most parts of the world, where the idea is to incentivize and encourage the pharma companies to come out with better drugs by patenting those inventions and pricing them accordingly. Cons. The support for patents in the pharma industry is not seen in third world countries, where the government insists that the pharma companies can only patent the process by which they manufacture the drugs, and not the underlying product. This means that any competitor can make the same formulaic drugs using a different process, thereby ensuring price fairness due to market competition. The rationale for this thinking is that most of the third world is steeped in poverty and cannot afford the high prices for drugs, especially when the majority of their citizens, who are often poor and needy, are in desperate need of life-saving drugs at affordable prices. This is the other side of the issue, which the Western pharma majors have objected to since they lose the monopoly over their drugs that are patented and in which they have invested substantial amounts of money. Indeed, with globalization and opening up of many developing countries to the Western companies in the 1990s, the various agreements under the WTO, or World Trade Organization, such as GATT, General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, required the signatory countries to dismantle protectionist regimes, as well as to let the drugs be patented, not only for the processes, but also for the products.